World War II began in 1939 when Germany invaded Poland. The United States joined the fight against Germany in 1941. The U.S. Air Force played a large part in the Allies' success during the war. In this typical 12-man crew, each member had their own titles and job positions. First off was pilot Will Hufstede. As the pilot, Will was trained to engage in air-to-air and air-to-ground combat while controlling a fighter aircraft.
Joe Scott was the crew's co-pilot. He was also trained to fly the plane in case of emergencies or if the pilot was unable to control the plane himself.
As I've mentioned before, Scotty's very blunt and straight from the shoulder, to his credit I say, but a guy can't be very touchy to get along with Scotty. Will Hufstede, 1945. John Ehrlichman, the crew's navigator, was responsible for knowing the position of the aircraft at all times, planning the route the plane would follow, and ensuring that all flying hazards were avoided. John, our navigator, is going to be made squadron navigator and will eventually get his captaincy out of it. It's a good deal for him and is what he deserves because he's a crackerjack navigator. Will Hufstede, 1945. Ronald Smith served as the crew's bombardier. He was responsible for operating the bomb sight and the release mechanism that unleashes the bombs. Jim Bryant, the crew's radio operator, was responsible for controlling the radio equipment in order to keep in contact with other aircrafts. Bob Wright was the crew's engineer. The engineer was concerned with all of the operation and maintenance of all aircraft systems and fixing any issues. Pete Abrams served as the crew's tail gunner. He was responsible for defending the tail end of the plane by operating a machine gun located at the end of the plane. Justin Richmond, the crew's nose gunner, was located at the front of the plane. He controlled the machine gun to defend against approaching enemies. The last two members of the crew, Anthony White and Thomas Brand, were the plane's waist gunners. They were each responsible for their own machine guns, one at each side of the plane. With the help of many United States Air Force crews like this one, World War II ended in 1945 when Germany surrendered to the Allied forces.